Good morning. Welcome to another day in Thailand. It's 9:30 in the morning and I'm just leaving from my hotel here in Samnyaow. A nice leisurely start to the day. You'd think I was on vacation or something. Thought I would give a quick summary of what I think is going to happen today. I'm leaving this late in the morning because I'm only riding to Taksin, which is about 53 kilometers away, and a mystery benefactor found out about my plans to go to Tak and booked me and paid for them for me 2 nights at a hotel there. So I'll be staying at the Soho Boutique Hotel. So I'm really looking forward to that. The Soho even has a breakfast buffet. So that should be quite exciting. I should feed myself in the morning, but I rarely do. And it's always, it's really nice when a hotel has a breakfast buffet. It's a really good way. Turns out it's a good way to start your day, is to have something to eat. And even though Taksin is only 53 kilometers away, I might normally still take like 8,000 hours to get there because I like to ride down through the small country roads. But today I'm doing something completely different. As you can tell if you look around me, I'm on the highway. Being passed by big trucks. I think this is highway number 1. And the reason I'm on the highway is that I found out yesterday that the Petrified Wood Forest Park is just a couple of kilometers off this highway. I thought that I'd heard of this park before. I think a bunch of Thailand YouTubers have visited this park and made videos about it, but I'd never been there. I thought it was far to the north. I had no idea it was between Samnyaow and Taksin. So once I found that out, I thought, well, that'd be a good place to check out today. So most of today is going to be about petrified wood, and I have a lot to say on the topic. And I met up with another a YouTuber, a friend of mine here in Samnyaow. I've mentioned him before, Brett Hall. His YouTube channel is called Brett and Sam in Thailand. I met him for a coffee yesterday, and we talked. I think we talked for about 4, maybe 5 hours. We were talking like the English language was on sale, and we had to use up as many words as possible, as quickly as possible. We covered a wide range of topics. I was thinking this morning it would have been amazing to set up a camera in the coffee shop and record our entire conversation. Any cinephiles out there, you probably know about the movie My Dinner with Andre. I often think I could have shot my afternoon with Brett, could have called it, My Coffee with Brett, a 4-hour conversation about 50 different topics. But I took pity on Brett and I did not actually fire up any cameras. But during our conversation, it was Brett who told me that the Petrified Forest Park was here. And he also told me that there is a Flintstone themed coffee shop along this highway. I couldn't locate it on Google Maps, but I'm hoping to see this Flintstone coffee shop and stop off there. So I'm keeping an eye open. It's supposed to have a big statue of Fred Flintstone at the top, at the front. So it should be easy to spot, because this whole area is known for the high quality granite that is produced here. On my last visit to Samnyaow, I even visited a granite processing center where they took huge slabs of granite and turned it into tabletops, countertops, tiles, statues, all kinds of things. So I guess this Flintstone coffee shop, they named it in honor of the high quality granite that is mined around here. I do have the Relive app running again, So I'm recording my entire journey on Relive once more. But I learned so much about it on my trip to Samnyaow that I don't need to focus on it as much today. I just turned it on when I left my hotel, and then I take pictures throughout the day, and that's it. I don't really have to spend a lot of time thinking about it. It just seems to work. So I'm pretty happy about that. But then something terrible happened at the hotel as I was getting ready. I was getting my GoPro ready. I'm filming this on the GoPro Hero 9. And I have it mounted on my handlebars as normal on the grip of the scooter. And I use a heavy-duty, high-quality, totally indestructible, quite expensive mounting system from a company in the United States called Ram Mount. And ever since I discovered Ram Mount, I've been singing their praises. And I've been very excited about their products. I really like them. There are knockoffs out there, quite inexpensive products that do kind of the same thing. But when it came to this, I really thought the Ram Mount was the way to go. And I was able to order them through Lazada here in Thailand. So this morning, I've got my GoPro on my specialty GoPro Ram Mount with a quick release buckle. I slide the quick release buckle into the buckle mount, and the darn thing broke. It has two arms that click into place, and these quick release buckle arms on GoPros, they have a tendency to break pretty easily. And normally it's not a big deal because I have 5 or 6 of those GoPro mounts. If one of them breaks, I throw it away and I grab another one out of my bag. But this one on the Ram mount is unique. It is a quick release buckle with a ball head attached to it. And this ball head is designed to fit into the Ram mount system. So when it breaks, you're done. It's broken. You can't just replace it. So that was very annoying. I came up with a workaround for today. I just got out a bunch of wire and I still put it into place with just one arm. And then I took a bunch of green gardening wire and tied the buckle mount into position with the wire. So I'm not worried about it coming loose. It's definitely staying right where it is. But the whole point of the quick release buckle system is that you get to quick release it. But now I can't do that anymore because the quick release buckle broke. So I guess I really have no choice. I'll just have to order another one online. I should probably save all of my petrified wood forest park stories for when I get there. But I have all these thoughts on my mind, so I thought I'd talk about it while I'm riding on the scooter. I've got the time, why not? So, history first. Apparently, there was some kind of a national park there, or maybe there wasn't a park, I'm not clear about that, but a villager found a petrified log. This was back in October of 2003, and I don't know how this villager knew what a petrified log was, or what it looked like, or why it was important. I certainly wouldn't. If I saw a log in the woods, a petrified log, I'd probably just walk right past it. But this villager knew it was important, so he went to the national park headquarters, or reported it to someone connected with the national parks. They sent people out to investigate, to evaluate the site, and they started excavating this petrified tree trunk. I guess it was a tree that had fallen over, and in stages they slowly uncovered it, and this petrified tree turned out to be 72 meters long, which is, all these articles tell me, the height of a 20-story building. Pretty incredible. And they estimate that the original tree was 100 meters high. So we're talking about a pretty big tree. And it turns out, I guess nobody really figured this out for a long time, but there's a petrified tree in China that holds the Guinness World Record for being the longest petrified tree in the world. And that one's just a baby by comparison. It's 38 meters long. So not that long ago, some government official here in Thailand realized that Thailand has the longest petrified tree in the world. So apparently wheels are in motion for Thailand to claim the world record based on this 70-meter tree. So that is the history of this place. I hope it is open. A lot of the national parks have been closed lately because of all the COVID-19 protocols, but we'll see. I'm hoping it's open. But that's the history of the park, more or less, in a nutshell. And the biology side of it is pretty fascinating. So what is petrified wood? Well, it's pretty simple. It's basically a fossil. It is the fossil of a tree in exactly the same way that all those dinosaur bones in museums are fossils. And when something petrifies, basically that means it turns to stone. And the chemical process by which this happens is pretty complicated, and I don't really understand it. But basically a tree falls over, gets covered up in gravel, riverbed, mud, whatever it gets covered up with, and over time all of the organic matter of the tree gets replaced by silica and other minerals. And eventually all of the organic matter is gone, and all you're left with is a perfect replica of the tree, but made out of stone. Which is, I mean, that's amazing when you think about it. And I had a question, of course, about the word petrified. If something is like a petrified tree, how is that different from a fossil? And it turns out the answer is pretty simple, but a little bit complicated at the same time. It's one of those things where all petrified trees are fossils, but not all fossils are petrified, because there are many different ways for a fossil to form, and petrification is only one way for a fossil to form out of a long list. Plus, I didn't know this until I was reading about this. I mean, I'd naturally think of a fossil as being an animal, a bone or an animal that has been transformed into stone over, a geological time span. But that's not necessarily true. A fossil can be any evidence of the existence of some kind of organic life. So a bone can turn into a fossil, but a burrow can be a fossil, footsteps can be a fossil. Like anything, any evidence of the existence of a life form, of an organic being of any kind that has been preserved is called a fossil. And only one way for this to happen is through petrification. So a petrified tree is more or less the same thing as a petrified dinosaur. But they don't generally call them petrified dinosaurs. They just call them fossils. Does all that make sense? Makes sense to me. I've got it straight in my head now. I had a couple of other thoughts about the Petrified Wood Forest Park. One is that it's interesting to think about the vocabulary, because a petrified tree is a tree that has been turned to stone, But if you talk about a petrified person, you're actually talking about a person that is so scared that they can't even move. They're so frightened that they're frozen and can't move. So it's as if they have turned to stone. And of course, that's where the meaning of the word comes from. A petrified tree has literally been turned to stone, and a petrified person is figuratively turned to stone. They're just so scared they can't even move. It's as if they have been turned into stone themselves. So that's kind of interesting. I always like to think about word origins. And I tried to find out how old the petrified trees were, but I'm not exactly sure about that. Different websites, different articles had different estimates, widely different estimates. One place said they were 120,000 years old, but I don't think that can be true. I think petrification takes longer than 120,000 years. It's more of a geological time scale kind of thing. And I found some scientific articles that didn't say exactly how old the trees were. They seemed unable to estimate that for some reason, but they could come up with an age for the gravel deposits, then the alluvial deposits that the trees were in. And I guess those were dated to being over 800,000 years old. So the trees themselves would have to be at least equal to that, over 800,000 years old. So they're pretty old trees. I just passed a sign and I did a little bit of Google Translate magic on it, and I think it said that it might be that the exit road to go to the park is 2.5 kilometers ahead. Or it meant that the exit is right here, and then I have to go 2.5 kilometers down this small road to get there. And I think that's what it means. Oh, hey, big sign in English. Oh, interesting though. It doesn't say in English, doesn't have the English words Petrified Wood Forest Park. It says Dwa Swa Malay National Park. So maybe that means petrified wood in Thai. I have no idea. Photo opportunity, of course, for my Relive app. I kind of forgot I was running the app, so I neglected to take pictures to fill in my map. There we go. I'll take one of this. I hit OK. Well, let's see. Trees that have been turned into stone 800,000 years ago, or 800 million years ago. Could that be possible? I think it might be 800,000. I don't know if there's an entrance fee. Oh, okay. There's a sign here that says this national park has been closed starting April 17th, 2021 because of COVID-19. But maybe I'm not even at the petrified wood yet. Yeah, it'd be sad if this is the Petrified Wood Park and I'm not allowed to go in. After all this talk about petrified trees, I have all this knowledge now. National parks, regulations. Okay, no pets allowed. Hello, this is closed. Yeah, this appears to be the right place, but no one is allowed in. I thought it was open. I thought someone came here quite recently. there is a, or maybe this isn't. If this is the Petrified Wood Park, you'd think there'd be a sign talking about that, right? And there's a sign here, but I don't see anything, no pictures of petrified trees, nothing to do with that. So maybe this is a completely different park. So I'll take a picture of the sign that I'm looking at. And now let's do a Google Translate on this sign, see if that helps me out. Need my glasses for that. And nothing is coming up that makes any sense. Just a whole bunch of U's, W's and U's in English. Boy, that's a word. That's how it translates in English. Kwabu uusud kaid. No, it's not. It's not coming up with any English at all that makes any sense. But maybe, as I keep saying, maybe this isn't the Petrified Wood Park at all. Well, nothing I can do but keep riding. Oh, see if it's... I looked on Google Maps, but for some reason it's not, nothing is showing up on my Google Maps. My main phone, I don't have a data connection right now, so I can't connect to the internet. Another one of my technology problems, no matter how much data, how many data packages I buy, I never have any data on my phone, and I've not been able to figure out why. Maybe I can get some help in TAC. Yeah, if I have no possibility of visiting this park, I'm going to arrive in Tak City a lot earlier than I planned. I won't be able to check into my hotel probably until 2 in the afternoon or something like that. Oh, it's already almost 11, so if I can't hang out in a coffee shop for 2 hours waiting, well then who am I? I can do that standing on my head. Well. Brett wasn't lying. And there he is. Fred. In all his glory. It's backlit right now. Doesn't look exactly like the Fred I remember from my childhood, but you know, someone did their best. And we've got, I guess that would be Pebbles over there, his daughter. I'm kind of amazed and perhaps disappointed in myself that I know the names of the family. That's Pebbles. And over there is Bam Bam. Whoa. Bam Bam looks a lot older than I remember from the cartoon. He's a kind of an old teenager there. But he's actually just a little boy. But it looks closed as well. I might be able to get a coffee to go, but this seating area right in front of me looks to be closed. Let me hit this sign with a Google Translate. No, didn't come up with anything. It just said Lenore in English, Lenorny or something like that. So we got Bam Bam and his and Fred's best friend Barney. This would be Barney Rubble over here. Hey Barney. And Dino, their pet dinosaur. Dino, yeah. And another Fred here, smaller one. Hey, Fred. And at the entrance, Fred's wife, Wilma. Hello, Wilma. Wilma Flintstone. And Betty. This would be Barney's wife, Betty Rubble. I am delighted. Well, I'm leaving the land of the Flintstone family. Fred and Wilma and Barney and Betty and Dino and Pebbles and Bam Bam. And as much as I enjoyed meeting up with old friends, I wasn't able to get a cup of coffee. I thought at first it was open. The man came up to me and seemed willing to. I thought he was asking me, do you want a cup of coffee? But it turns out he was asking me whether I wanted to go into some kind of a park. Maybe they have a theme park in the back or something. But I just wanted a cup of coffee, but he says, no, they're closed. It's really kind of weird. I don't get it. The coffee shops in Mayside are open. Coffee shops in Samnyaow are open. But I guess this one falls into a different category, more of a tourist attraction. And maybe they fall under different rules. Whatever the reason, no coffee for Doug. Not yet, anyway. No petrified trees and no Flintstone coffee. That's all right, though. Beautiful day for a short ride. I guess that means I have no more reason to be on this big highway. The only reason I'm here was to go to the Petrified Wood Park, the Petrified Wood Forest Park, and to the Flintstone coffee shop. Both of those were a bust. So as soon as I can, I'm going to get off this highway. I think there's a road up ahead that will allow me to cut over to the Ping River, and then I can follow this small road along the river all the way into Tak. That'll be a relief. I can handle a highway like this, no problem, but if give me a choice, I'd like to head for a quieter country road. These highways aren't designed for pleasure cruising, that's for sure. It's amazing how much noise just one car can make. Just one car roaring by, the friction of the tires on the pavement is so loud. You don't hear it inside the car. All these people are zooming along inside their own self-contained bubble. But I'm out here in the real world. I get all the noise. Starts to wear you down after a while. I think I found my road heading down to the river. I just got to get across this highway now. I think there's a U-turn up ahead somewhere. Yeah, there's a large guardrail on the other side, so there's no way of getting across without a U-turn. Oh no, it's 1 kilometer to the U-turn. But I think it's only 9 kilometers to get to Tak City. But I'm going to do it anyway. I really want to head down to the river. It'll be a much nicer experience to enter the city along the Ping River, because for me, the main attraction of Tak City is the river. And I imagine while I'm there, I'll visit the shrine to King Taksin the Great, or Taksin the Great, Taksin the Great. Apparently he is a revered figure in Thailand, mainly because, well, several reasons, but from what I read, he was instrumental in repelling an invasion, a Burmese invasion back in the 18th century. And as a king, time to get across, and as a king, he was involved in a lot of wars, a lot of fighting. He seemed to spend his entire life fighting. And I believe his best friend actually ended up killing him and taking over as king. So he lived a life of violence, but at the same time, he was something of a Renaissance ruler in that he was involved in a lot of road building, infrastructure projects. He was a big patron of the arts, developed education systems, libraries, I believe. So he did a lot of good work in terms of, you know, that benefited the society, and I think that's why he's such a beloved figure. He not only beat off foreign invaders. Oop, I don't know if this is my road yet. There are two roads, actually. I think there's a larger one up there. Time to do a map check. It's hard to see the screen. Oh yeah, I can take this one. It's much smaller. Yeah. There's a bigger road up ahead. That was the one I was thinking of, but this one will it will also take me to the river. Isn't that it? Talking Heads? Take me to the river. Take me to the river. I love that Talking Heads album. So, flip the GoPro around. You can see the road I'm talking about. Oh, let's head into the quiet countryside. Oh, man. Oh, that feels good. So nice. You don't know how oppressive a highway is until you leave it behind, and then instantly, oh, this is perfect. Oh, I'm back home. This is where I want to be. I'll head down to the river, park my scooter there, turn off the engine, and absorb the silence down there. I guess the name of this king was actually Sin, or Sin. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. That was his name. But since he was a ruler here in Tak, and it's a bit of a complicated history, I don't have it straight in my head how he was connected to the early kingdoms of Thailand. But since he was here in Tak, and his name was Sin, he became known as Taksin. That's where his name came from. And he was, because of all of his achievements, he was awarded the title of the Great. And as I said, there's a shrine to him in the city. And apparently people come from different parts of Thailand just to come visit that shrine, or to visit the statue, I guess. And as I mentioned before, there's quite a scenic pedestrian bridge across the Ping River. People go down there at sunset. And I think a lot of the life of the city takes place alongside the riverbanks at night with the sun going down. A lot of food stalls. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Oh, look at this. Farmers' fields, mountains. And somewhere in there, the Ping River. Ping me, Ping River. Well, for now, I guess this is as close as I'm going to be able to get. Oh, shut off the motor for just a minute and absorb some silence. Well, it's not total silence. I've got some music playing somewhere, but it'll do for now. It'll do. This will be a photo opportunity for my Relive app. Relive kind of freaks me out from time to time because if you leave it untouched for a while, it still operates, but it kind of reaches a state of super dormancy where it looks like it's gone and it shut down or froze or something. But then you have to wait 10 or 15 seconds and then it reloads Relive. But then it goes to the home page and your activity, the record of your activity, isn't visible. But then you wait another 5 seconds and then finally it gets back to your activity. So it really is recording, but it's deep in the background. It's dormant and they have to wake it up, but it's still recording anyway, whether it looks like it or not. Beautiful spot, a lot of bird song. Just a short distance up the road from the temple, there's this opening on the road. So this gives you a much better idea of what the scenery looks like and where the road is relative to the river. And of course, photo op. Oh, that is gorgeous on the screen. Stunning. It does surprise me with the Ping River, though. I noticed it last time that there's no boat traffic. Nobody here rides a boat on the river. No small canoes, no fishing boats, no transportation, ferries going back and forth across the river. I don't see any boats at all anywhere. There's no life on the river, no human life anyway. Interesting sight up ahead here on the right. I've seen quite a few of these stations around. Makes me think that at some point there was a government project where they went around building and installing all these exercise parks with all this exercise equipment. But of course, it'd be a very rare sight to see someone actually using any of this. Well, I've entered the city limits, and I remember that people were saying that the city feels very long and spread out. It's not really a walking city because you do cover a lot of distances to get from place to place. And I think that's largely because it's spread out along the river so much. And oh, I thought this was a park up here. Okay, it's another road. Oh, and they even have a bicycle path on the side there. And I've noticed riding in along this road, there are a lot of temples. Many more temples than you would normally see in that small an area. And I'm assuming it's also because of the river. I think rivers just bring out the urge to build stuff, to build temples, parks, bicycle lanes, everything like that. But yeah, look at this road. Big, wide boulevard with bicycle path on both sides, following alongside the river. It's about 12:15 now, so I can't really check into my hotel yet. So what I'm going to do, I think, the very first thing I'm going to do is visit the shrine to King Taksin the Great. Taksin the Great. Since I'm mobile right now and I was just talking about him, I might as well go take a look at the statue and the shrine. Oh, it's very nice, the riverside here. A lot of benches. I approve of benches. The world needs more benches. Benches everywhere. Benches for all would be my slogan if I were in charge. Whoa, the shrine might be a bigger deal than I expected. I think it's time. Let's spin the GoPro around. Wow, I thought this was just a statue on the corner or something. But if that's the park up ahead, it's a much bigger deal. Look at this. Galloping stallions and spraying water. Man, I feel jealous of those statues right now. Be nice to be in there with some cold water pouring over you. Very refreshing. Huh. As I said, it's a much larger shrine than I expected. Oh, look at this. Over here, there's sort of a tribute to his military prowess. An array of horses, soldiers, cannon. Interesting collection, though. All out of scale, right? All different sizes. Some of the horses look like mini ponies. And I got a giant one here. Quite an unusual expression on his face. Well, let's see where I can park. Whoa, there's another giant collection. Oh, okay. That sort of makes sense. I was thinking of all those places along the road that was selling a statuary, and I think you can buy those little statues of animals and then put them here at the shrine. Well, I have arrived at the King Taksin Maharat Foundation of Tak Province's shrine, and this is what caught my eye over here originally. And at first I was a little bit puzzled by how everything was not to scale. Like everything was bigger or smaller than it should be. But then I figured out that I think people donate these. So people buy the horses and the elephants and the soldiers and the roosters and donate them to the place. So they don't actually, it's not like they have an artistic foundation controlling this to get everything exactly to scale. But this is a representation of King Taksin's army from the 18th century. Very cool. Even cannons down there, homemade with bicycle tires. Oh, there, horse. And then I spotted this collection over here. Look at that army. If you saw that army, whoa. As I said, there's quite a range. And there's an unusual contribution, a modern soldier hiding in amongst these 18th century traditional soldiers. But I was just saying that if you happen to see an army like this one coming at you, I think you would run for your life. I wouldn't I wouldn't mess around if I saw this coming at me. That is for sure. Look at that. So these are the horses and the elephants. And I guess if you were of a mind, you could buy one of these little roosters yourself and add it to the army here. Or if you're more of a horse or elephant person. Look at all those horses. That is incredible. And I assume this building behind me is the main shrine to King Taksin the Great. And I assume you take your shoes off here. I will anyway, just in case. I do see a carpet in here. Yes, I think this is the main statue of King Taksin. I've seen pictures of this before. And this is the whole, the inside of the shrine right there. There are a few historical murals on the walls. It's a very nice park, that's for sure. Very nicely landscaped. Let's see all the trees. Oh, I have to go look at the horses, get a closer look at them in the fountain. Whew! Can't walk on that stone though. That is way too hot on my feet. It's interesting that this site is being treated very much like a religious site, where you see everyone here praying, basically, and leaving offerings and doing all the normal things that they would do at a Buddhist shrine or a Buddhist temple. And yet, of course, King Taksin the Great, however great he was, still a historical figure, a king from history. He was not a religious figure, but here at the shrine, he's been turned into one. Oh. And here are the horses that I'm so jealous of. Here's a nice little area with some statuary. Oh yeah, these would be all of the birthday months. So every month is represented by one of these animals. More to the point, it's shady here, which is what I'm enjoying right now, just to get out of the sun for a little bit. Look at that. Each one has a little slot in the shoulder, between their shoulder blades, to leave a donation, and you can see it has a padlock underneath. So the puppy dog here is he's got his own padlock, and so does the pig up here. That's interesting. Well, I think I've seen most of what is here in the park. 1 o'clock now. I can look for a place to get a drink, hang out for an hour, and then head towards the hotel. There might even be a little coffee shop as part of this complex or something. Interestingly, there is no information here in English that I've come across yet. So if you want to know the history of King Taksin the Great, you have to be able to read Thai or have access to the internet and head to Wikipedia and do your own reading, because you won't find out anything here. It doesn't look amazing from a distance, but I just spotted a small cafe here at the parking lot. I'm gonna go take a look though. May not be amazing, but it has the advantage of being right here, and I'll take that. But I don't know whether it has any seating on the inside. I just see tables outside. The Candy Sweet Cafe. Coffee, cake, and ice cream. And there it is. I like the sign. It's got sort of a retro look to it, sort of a 50s font maybe, pink colors. And it's open. Look at this. Ah, very nice. And nicely air conditioned, which is the important part. So I guess I'll sit down and order something to drink. Well, the ordering menu that I had was all in Thai, so I couldn't read it. But then I found out they also have these menus with pictures. But I did order a strawberry smoothie. I was able to figure that out. But I just wanted to, flip through the menu, see if there's anything else to get. They have a whole bunch of different ice creams and sundaes, chocolate sundae, cookies and cream parfait, all these things like that. Well, look what I ended up with. A strawberry smoothie with a great deal of decor on top. I have a marshmallow heart, some flowers. To be honest, I wouldn't normally ever order something like this, but it just happened to be the very first item in the menu. And then as we were going down the list, and she said something about strawberry smoothie, and it was sort of the easiest thing to order. So I said, yes, I'll have that. But then I tried to order, I'm just going crazy here, tried to order a kind of brownie with ice cream as well, but they don't have any brownies right now. So I just ordered like a dish of chocolate ice cream to go with my strawberry smoothie. Totally decadent. That's good though. This my strawberry smoothie. Very exciting. My crunchy chocolate sundae has arrived as well. Look at that display. Yeah. A work of art in chocolate. This is very rare for me to have a strawberry smoothie to begin with, but to combine a strawberry smoothie with a chocolate sundae is highly unusual. But it's been an unusual day, so I'm going to enjoy this. It's good. Can't really go wrong with chocolate ice cream, can you? Well, that's it. My sugar allotment for the month. Strawberry smoothie and chocolate ice cream sundae. A crunchy chocolate ice cream sundae. Both very good. the Candy Sweet Cafe. So, it's time to head to my hotel. As far as I know, the road right behind me is where the Soho Boutique Hotel is located, just maybe half a kilometer in that direction. So just got to leave the parking lot, turn right and go straight, and I should run into it. Very exciting. And I think we should be getting close. I think it's past that intersection with the gas station. Ah, and there's the sign, Soho. And there we are, look at that. Let's stop and get a shot of the whole building. Oh, there it is, my home for 2 nights. Even though I have a horse here at the front in honor of King Taksin the Great, I am fairly certain. A parking area. Well, I have my my booking confirmation on my phone here. Passport in my pocket. Oh, I'm gonna leave my big backpack on the scooter for now. Go into my room first and get settled, and I'll come back out for it. Normal temperature. Well, I'm all checked in. It was very efficient and fast and friendly, no fuss, no deposit required, which was nice. And my mystery benefactor paid for 2 nights. Today's Friday, so I'll stay Friday night, Saturday night, and then I go back to Mesod on Sunday because I have my vaccination appointment on Monday morning, bright and early. So yeah, here's the lobby area. They have kind of a seating area over here with a bunch of sofas and foosball. I think that's what you call this kind of game, right? Foosball. A couple of things for kids. That's interesting. I guess a bunch of kids can just sit on there and ride around in a circle and stay in the same place. I've never seen that before. I'm sure it must be very common, but I've never seen it. A rocking horse. Exercise room, but I guess, yeah, it's just one. Exercise has been a victim of COVID. Like no one's been allowed to exercise for 1.5 years. And a kid's trampoline. So let's head up to the room and check the place out. 3rd floor. Oh, I like this horse. It's made out of something special. Yeah, it's surprising every time just how much the heat does me in on my ride to Samnyaow. It was cool and overcast and rainy, so it wasn't as affected. But today I rode a much shorter distance, and yeah, I'm a wreck. Going up. Third floor for me, but it looks like it goes up to floor number 7. And I thought I saw on the register sheet, the registry sheet, you can see how much I'm suffering. The room was a studio deluxe or something like that. So, third floor. Very quiet, of course. Nobody coming and going. And I've seen a lot of signs saying no smoking in the rooms. So that's what this would be for. If you're a smoker, this is where you come. And there's Taksin. I think I'll be waiting for the sun to go down a little bit before I head back out there again. Maybe I'll go up to the roof after I check out the room, or go as high as I can go. So where's 309? Apparently not in this direction. Over here. And there it is. Look at that. Luxury on Planet Doug. My own pair of mated swans waiting for me. The air conditioner, automatic, turns on as soon as you drop your key card. Air blowing out, so that's a good sign. Cool air to come, I hope. I'm a big fan of any room that has any kind of a desk or chair or countertop or anything like that. And this room has it. A countertop, so it's kind of a workspace. The chair with an actual backrest, kettle, some complimentary coffee and that. Oh, there's your display of soaps and shampoo, toothbrush and toothpaste, refrigerator, a couple of bottles of water. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay, they won me over. A real coffee mug. It's so rare to see something like that, you know? Look at that. Nice. I like a good coffee mug. That is going to be put to good use. I brought my own coffee with me. I have coffee in my bag because these little packets are nice. I'll have those if I have no other option, but I will generally just bring my own coffee. All right. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. And they said there's no Wi-Fi password. I don't think I've run into that before. So, yeah, let me check to see whether I can just log on to their network without doing anything. Okay, let's see what's going on here. The funny thing is, every time I check into a hotel, which isn't often these days, but I always forget to ask for the Wi-Fi password. Every time. I check in, I pay, I go up to the room, I unpack, I shower, I get settled in, and then I think, I didn't ask about every single time. This time, I remembered, and I was thinking about it, and I was about to ask her about the Wi-Fi password, and then she volunteered that, no, there is no password. So, Wi-Fi. There is, okay, Soho Internet 20, Soho Internet 2, Soho Internet, there's a whole bunch of them. That's always a puzzle to me too, when you have so many of them, and I'm not sure how you're supposed to know which one is for you exactly. But Soho Internet 20 has the most bars, so let's go for that one. Connected. And yeah, there I am. I'm getting messages already. The world is reaching out to me. Yeah, that's it. I'm on the internet. Awesome. It makes so much sense to have no password. In this day and age, who's stealing your Wi-Fi? Really? Though maybe there's security reasons I'm not aware of. But having a very complex alphanumerical, you know, with special signs, password in your hotel, I mean, all you're doing is inconveniencing your guests. Really? So, yeah. Okay. Gotta go get my backpack off my scooter. And I have a big jug of water that I bought in Samnyaow. And I have it in the seat compartment, like one of the big 4 or 5 liter jugs. I'll bring that up here. Take a shower, make a cup of coffee, and settle in. Actually, first thing I'll have to do, of course, is plug everything in and recharge all my batteries again. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I brought up my backpack and my bottle of water. Now I'm going to zoom up to the 9th floor and see if I can get a view of the city. And then I gotta go all the way back down and move my scooter to an actual parking spot. I just have it parked by the front door for unloading purposes. And now I have to go down and move it. But let's go up to the roof first, or as close to the roof as I can get. And these footprints facing the wall. Oh. Okay, 7th floor is not open to me. Whatever's going on up here, it's got nothing to do with guests. I thought it was 9 floors, but it only goes up to 7. So let's try 6. I'll get back to these footprints in a minute. What's going on the 6th floor? Okay. I was just saying that those footprints facing the wall have become kind of a symbol of the pandemic year, because those footprints are basically instructing you to, you know, face the wall, like almost like I imagine a guard shouting at a prisoner, face the wall, don't look at anyone, don't interact with anyone. You're supposed to basically stay as far away from other people as possible. And in an elevator, you're expected to turn your back on everyone and face the wall, and then just don't look at anyone around you. It's kind of a powerful symbol of the 2020 and 2021, the years of the pandemic. It's crazy times. So, here we are. From the 6th floor, there is Tak. And if I'm oriented properly, that would be Mesot in that direction. You got to go over those mountains to get to Mesot. I haven't decided whether I'm going to go back by the most direct route, which would be like the highway straight over those mountains, or whether I'm going to head north again and go on that small mountain road. That route, I think, is about twice as long as the direct route, but it's a much nicer trip, so I'm not sure yet. Well, there's the view from here. I'm not sure if there's another view somewhere. Look at that. They have famous people or famous characters on every floor. Elsa, is that her name? There's 2 of them, right? The sisters? I can never remember which is which. And I don't know if this door will open. Yeah, it will. Okay. I startled a pigeon. But there's sort of the view from here, looking through the bars. Yeah, nice. Whoa! Oh my goodness. I almost believe it, I almost stepped in that. Look at that. I guess that's the fire escape in. I saw that ladder over there and I just wanted to see where it went. And because of the painting or whatever, the colors and the bright sun, I did not see that hole at all. I was one step away from going down there. That would not have been good. Ay, 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 ay. Huh. Yikes. Okay. Feels like a ribbon or something would be nice there. I know they have to keep this open for fire escape rules, right? You can't block a fire escape, but perhaps some bright colors or a warning sign for doofuses like me would not be out of place. No, I'm not kidding. I almost went down there. I was going to step right into that hole. That would not have been good. And, well, I guess I can do the same on the other side too. And on this side, I will be careful not to step into the fire escape. The pit of death, I call it. Yeah, there it is there on this side too. Oh, ay, ay, ay. And on this side, you don't see nearly as many hills or mountains. Now you're over the mountain range, heading into the interior of Thailand in that direction. Oh yeah, and there's the Soho Convention Center. Whew. All right, time to move the scooter. Wonder if every floor has a theme. This one being the frozen. Oops. No, it's not going up. I just I hit the wrong button. And now we're going down. But the door has to open first. Now we're going down. My floor has the Steve Jobs theme. That's Steve Jobs, a big painting of him on the wall. So I don't know whether I'm allowed to park here, but other scooters are parked here. So it's a convenient spot right outside the front door. And there is the Soho Boutique up above me. They have quite a few decorative elements placed all around, like this fella reading a book. And this fellow with a wheelbarrow. I'm back on the 3rd floor, and there's the theme of my floor, Steve Jobs. Oh, and with that, oh man, I think I'm shutting down for today, for now. For this video anyway, the journey from Samnyaow to the Soho Boutique in Tak. It was not how I expected the morning to turn out. No petrified trees, no Flintstone coffee, but I did get I added the Taksin, the Great Shrine, a strawberry smoothie, and a chocolate sundae. So yeah, it's not a bad trade-off. I'll take that any day of the week. So this is Doug signing off for now, and see you all in the next video.